Hey whales, good morning. Happy Thursday. It's July the 24th. Let's recap the markets and go over the top stocks to buy for today. And as we always do, let's go over and review how we're doing so far for the year. We are up 91K USD, guys, in profit, 61% win rate across the board. Super proud of ourselves so far. And as you guys know, we started with a $100,000 balance at the beginning of January of this year. So yeah, doing quite well. We did take trades across Google yesterday and a few other trades here like Ford, SBEP, Palantir this week as well. And from the calendar view for the month of July, you can see very, very solid month overall so far, up 10.6K USD in profit, guys. So hopefully we can keep up this momentum for the rest of the weeks ahead. And as you guys know, back in June, we did finish up at 11.5K, and before that in May, 11.9K. So let's see if we can reach that 11K goal, 12K goal, and surpass it here. And again, guys, all the trades that you see, everything from Google to Palantir, they're all posted here in Discord. You get the exact entries, target stop losses across the day trade ideas every single morning, as well as the swing trade ideas every single day as well. So I look forward to seeing you here. The link is in the bio for you to join. Okay, so with that said, let's jump in, guys. So as you guys know, every single day for my watch list, I love to do a few different patterns to trade. The first one, of course, is the inverse head and shoulders / accumulation patterns. These are bottoming patterns that I love to look at. The second one are pullbacks. So great stocks that beat earnings, however, are pulling back. These are stocks that I love to take a look at as well. And then, of course, the flags. So bull flags for continuation patterns that I like to also take advantage of. So let's go through rapid fire. The first one is CDW, guys. CDW ticker symbol. Now, they are a tech company here, and you can obviously see we are forming this head and shoulders, or inverse head and shoulders pattern, rather. And you can see as well, accumulating nicely across the 382 level. So these levels are pretty strong support. And if this can break out, you're looking at possible 205 to 206 as that main target before the market decides, is it going to pull back for higher, or are we going to continue extending higher? So this does look like a bottom to me, guys. So great sort of position to sort of take a look at for CDW. Next one is CVE, guys. Cenovus Energy. You guys know that I've been bullish on utilities. Utilities is starting to look good. And, CVE is starting to coil up and, again, make an inverse head and shoulders. Very similar pattern to CDW, the one we just did. You can see it is forming this pennant as well. So, obviously, this looks bullish to me and expect to break out in the near future here. So, if you want something, a dividend-paying company at the lows, possible good utilities with the next sort of rotation into utilities, look for companies like CVE. All right, as you guys know, we've been in DHI, DR Horton, since the lows here, 120s, and we got that amazing breakout and amazing earnings beat the other day, right, for 16%. So we did call this over here in the Discord group right here, right? So this was our play that we got into. So looking very, very great for DHI. And again, it is consolidating here. So if it does make a flag or some type of consolidation on the daily time frame, guys, you can definitely get in here because I do believe this is the bottom for DHI. You can see from the past historicals, every time on the weekly time frame, we reached the 200 moving average. Guess what happened, guys? This was signaling the bottom every single time, all the way back, even all the way towards the housing crisis. This has respected the 200 moving average all across the weekly time frame. So if that's the case, that should be the bottom here for a long time. Okay, so you can definitely get on dips on DHI and other home builders as well. So speaking about home builders, let's take a look at MHK. So MHK is Mohawk Industries. They supply the supplies for the home builders. Okay, so you can take a look. Very good inverse head and shoulder pattern once again forming on the daily level. Okay, so home builders and anything home related services could be a bottoming situation. So you could take a look at Mohawk, at DHI, and look for other home builders, but this is a great opportunity to get a great company starting a new uptrend from the lows here. Okay. Before we go on, let's go for Harley Davidson, another good company looking for potential inverse head and shoulders pattern as well. So you can see we're coiling up here, right? Coiling up. So take a look at a potential upside move. All right. And as you guys know, since we've been doing this, a lot of our stocks have been doing really well, right? On YouTube. So over the past couple weeks, we've been calling it perfectly on nearly every single stock here. And the next one, another utilities play. This is a better company called Next Era Energy out of Houston, Texas. You know, Houston is the energy capital of the U.S., looking nice after its earnings, right? Had good EPS, but revenue is down. However, this doesn't change the story that this is a great dividend-paying utility company with a bottoming head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders pattern starting to form. So you can take a look at a little bit of a drop and then pushing higher here. So keep your eyes out on Next Era Energy, ticker symbol NEE. Another one that I like is Paladin, guys. Paladin, this is basically for intelligence, right? For the military contracts, you can see good cup and handle formation, guys, starting to form. Don't lose your eye out on Paladin AI. Okay, so great company here. Very good setup if it can, sort of consolidate here on these dips. Something to keep a lookout for on the weekly cup and handle. SoundHound AI. So SoundHound, you can see, right, we are accumulating down here and starting to make higher highs and higher lows. I'm not a fan of SoundHound, to be honest, right? I just think it's a glorified restaurant voice box at this point, but maybe it can prove me wrong in the future. But you can't deny this pattern is starting to look a little bit better. Okay, this is something I'm not going to go into personally, but for those that are looking for something that is accumulating at the bottom for potential more upside, the risk to reward looks pretty good. Possibly a 62% chance of an upside move here within the next year. Okay, so keep a lookout for SoundHound. Now, the next patterns that we love to play are pullbacks. So these are all good earning companies in Q1 that have pulled back. So let's take a look at each one, right? So rapid fire, Archer. Archer is looking pretty interesting here. You can see, right, we have a potential higher low formation, maybe a coiling situation going on. A little bit of a very choppy, pattern. Not typically what I like to trade, but Archer is a good story for eVTOLs, and it is in my 100x baggers account, guys. So you can see for Archer, we are in at 962. We are up about 16% on Archer, so something to keep a lookout for here as it coils. Okay, for Ava. Ava's an interesting one as well. It had a good earnings, the last two earnings, and you can see it skyrocketing. Very volatile name, but if it does pull back closer to the moving averages on the daily time frame, maybe around these $20 mark, this could be of interest, a starter position down here, right? So keep a lookout for Ava in the future. For Black Sky, another interesting name for space intelligence. You can see it is pulling back. It made 5 waves, so this is a bullish structure, guys. So on the bullish structure, you want to always take a look at sort of the levels that you're looking at. So anywhere sandwiched in between the moving averages and a 200-week daily moving average could be of interest around that lower, maybe 14 to $10 range if it comes back down. Keep a lookout for that on your watch list. Another one is Circle, guys. So Circle, it is at a pretty interesting level here. Okay, we are at this trend line support. It needs to show me something, guys. It needs to show me something, or this turns sort of impulsive. And you can see from the swing lows to the swing highs, if this trend line breaks, and if this low breaks at 171, then you're looking at Circle down here closer to the 130, 140 level, right? So either or, keep a lookout for either a bounce right now, if it can sort of coil, or something down here at 140. So keep that on your watch list. For Crowd, so CrowdStrike, of course, is an amazing cybersecurity name, a leader in cybersecurity. It's starting to pull back on a daily, so it is sitting on the moving averages right from the retest of the last breakout. So definitely can bounce here, right? But is it going to show momentum for another swing higher? That's the question, because I do see potential 1, 2, maybe a 3, 4, 5, right? Or if this is all 5 waves, then this turns into an A, B, C coming down and then higher, right? So maybe a starter position does make sense on CrowdStrike here with another dry powder closer down to maybe like the 400s, lower 400s. So, definitely a name to always try to get into as a leader in cybersecurity. For CoreWeave, so CoreWeave is coming down to some interesting levels, right? Let's take a look. This is the last swing low. So it is at the 382 level, so very interesting sort of support here, okay, starting to form. Let's also take some fib extension levels, right? So charts are calling for a little bit of a sandwich down here, closer to 113 to 92. Okay, so this is sort of the two main levels CoreWeave is looking at. 130, 113, and 92. You can probably, layer your orders in 3 tranches if you want to, if you ever wanted to get it into a CoreWeave situation alongside NVIDIA, because as you know, NVIDIA invested into CoreWeave. Another good name here that is starting to grow is Dave. Dave is a fast-growing financial company, and it is sitting beautifully on the moving averages here, right? So this could be a potential bottom, right? And it's either going to do something like this before higher, or this is the bottom and it won't see another low. Okay, so we just don't know yet, but these levels are a good area for a starter position, and you can add a few more down here, 123. Okay, let's keep going for NBIS. Nebius Group is interesting, right? A lot of hype on X. So looking for pullbacks here. If it does pull back closer to 42, this would be an interesting area as well. Okay, I'm not sure if for me, I don't like chasing around these highs. I'd rather get a better price at 42 or even 32. This would be a great level down here as well, right? You're starting to see the moving averages starting to coil and moving towards bullishness, right? We got that golden cross on the moving averages on the daily, so it's looking bullish on NBIS. So you can buy the dips. For Netflix is at pretty decent levels, guys, in my opinion. We are sitting at the moving averages for the daily. So if you wanted to get into an amazing company with great numbers, possibly Netflix could make sense at this level for a starter position, and a little bit lower if you wanted to, if it comes down, maybe closer to the 900 mark. But starter position does make sense here on Netflix. And then finally, for the last pullback that's interesting is Unity Software. So it is a video gaming company, if you're into that, right? But starting to show a little bit of inverse head and shoulder starting to form a bit, guys. Okay, so starting to wedge out, coil, starting to break out a little bit. So, that's on a weekly. If you go down to the daily, we've had this nice breakout. If it does come down closer to, these levels to retest some of these highs at 27 could be an interesting play. Okay, so those are the pullbacks that I'm looking at. And then, of course, let's rapid fire through the flags here for the bull flags, okay? So for the flags, you have Applied Optoelectronics. So very interesting company, very innovative company. So keep a lookout for this flag starting to form, right? You take the last pivot of the daily higher low potential. You're looking at 24 to 23 as a potential buy-in zone. Okay, so keep a lookout for that. For Doximity, the LinkedIn for doctors here, starting to show some signs of good accumulation, very similar to sort of SoundHound, right? Coiling on and accumulating on the moving averages here, starting to look a bit better. Okay, you can see starting to break out here. So very interesting for Doximity. For GBTC, great grayscale. So if you wanted to get into something like crypto and you don't have anything, could be an interesting play on the flag here for crypto. Groupon, So as you guys know from my past videos, I've been bullish on leisure, entertainment, anything to do with travel. So keep a lookout for Groupon coming down to some really nice levels on this flag. IBIT, very similar to Grayscale Bitcoin, right? So same thing. All the Bitcoin ETFs are starting to coil and make a flag here for IonQ. IonQ is starting to show some type of potential cup and handle formation forming. We don't know if these levels are going to hold, but you can see we are making sort of a pennant formation here on the daily. So keep a lookout for IonQ, for Meta. I've been mentioning about Meta over the past few videos, guys, right? So good thing you guys got in, right? I'm in Meta from the lows, right? I bought at 520s down here. So I had a huge position in Meta and doing really well. So let's see if it can keep pushing higher in the future. MP, materials, starting to form a potential, right? Either a pennant here starting to form like this, okay? Or this can turn into a flag. We just don't know yet, right? But either or, very bullish on MP materials. Keep a lookout for any dips. Could be a great buy on that name. Microsoft starting to flag as well. Very similar to Meta here in terms of just the overall tech name. Okay, it has earnings next week, so keep an eye out for that. NVTS starting to pennant as well, starting to form a triangle. So keep a lookout for a breakout in the future. Oklo, as you guys know, we're in from $30 on Oklo, guys, in the Discord group. So amazing return so far for us. And it does look like potentially, again, a cup and handle formation starting to form. So if it does pen it out, expect a break towards the upside. You can see we're trying to make a flag here. Okay. So Oklo is still looking decent. And finally, TMC, the metals company, looking strong. Again, starting to pen it out here and form sort of a coiling factor before more upside, in my opinion. All right, so those are all the top stocks you should buy today. Again, come join Discord, guys, right? For the rundown, we have everything that you need here to succeed. Day trade ideas, swing trade ideas, long-term ideas, swing trade signals, option signals, the charts to go along with everything, long-term portfolios, 100x bagger account. So I provide all the trades that I go into for the next 100x companies, daily video updates, algo signals, right, based on the algorithms that we use, and every single daily chart possible across the best high volume names, right, like Palantir, Nvidia, the Qs, Google, et cetera, et cetera. So you're updated every single day, guys. So come join. You're going to make a lot of money with us. We're absolutely killing it here, over 2,000 members. So I look forward to seeing you here. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys. See ya.